Hello, teacher. I am going to talk about the key milestones, specifically the Sussman model. According to Gerald Sussman, in 1983, there are five phases in the cycle of action research. The first phase is diagnosing. Here is where the process begins. The researchers recognize an issue or a problem through collecting data with any data collection instrument, and they clearly define it. The second phase is action planning. Here, researchers develop a plan to address the identified issue. They design strategies or interventions. The plan is formed by prior researchers, theories, or experiences. The third phase is action taking. Here, researchers put in practice the strategies that they have planned. This is a phase of intervention in real life environment rather than controlled experiment. And next we have evaluating. Here the effects of the action are assessed. The results of the intervention are analyzed to determine if it was reached the expected results. The data is used to measure if the intervention was a success or a fail. And finally, we have the specifying learning. Here, researchers reflect about the intervention and its consequences to identify what has been learned, and yeah, in this phase, it is ensured that the knowledge gained is documented and it will be used to help future researchers and their studies. Thank you.
Hello, in this part I will explain the five factors of action research and its theoretical fundamentals. Action research includes participations where people are actively involved and reflections, which helps improve practice. It also focuses on change real life contexts and follow a cyclical process of planning, acting, observing, and reflecting. In terms of theoreticals, logical positivists focus on objective knowledge, structuralist analyze, and empathize practical results, and dialectical material focus on social change and conflict. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Santi. In this part I will explain the 6 principles of Winters. The 6 principles of Winters are critical reflection. Participants analyze their own ideas, beliefs, and decisions. In dialectic critique, the relationship and tensions between elements of the problem. In collaborative resource, all participants act as co-researchers and all opinions are evaluated to build knowledge. In risk, change can generate fear because it disrupts the established order, and the fear of change in acknowledged and confronted. In plural structure, multiple points of view and interpretations are accepted. There is no single truth, but rather several perspectives. In theory, practice, and transformation, theory guides practice, and practice improves theory, and there is a continuous process of change and the learning. The unique flavor of action research. It is a participatory, reflective, and transformative process where research is conducted while improving practice, integrating multiple perspectives, and promoting continuous change.
Teacher, in my part, I explain with Winter 6 principles and Kemeny cyclical model. Winter explains that action research is reflective, collaborative, and open to different perspectives. This means that the research not only acts, but also reflects um, on their actions to improve. It also involves working with other people and sharing ideas. Two important principles are risk and plural structure. Risk means that the researchers must be willing to try new ideas and accept mistakes as part of the learning process. Plural structure means that there are different ways to understand reality. So different opinions and perspectives are important in the research. Also, Keminis explains that action research is a continuous cycle. First, we plan by identifying a problem and creating a strategy. Then we act by applying the plan in a real context. After that, we observe the results and collect information. Finally, we reflect on what worked and what needs improvement. These cycles repeats to improve practice step by step. In conclusion, action research connects theory and practice and help us create real changes in educational context. It also shows a dual committed to improving practice and understanding theory. Thank you.